Why, hello there. Whoa, hey, Double. How are you? Hope you're doing well. I got my snacking nuts, my bubbly water. I should use my mute button when I use my snacking nuts. And I'm ready to continue what I was doing right before I pressed the play button. Set everything up. Gotta rearrange the screen. I definitely like the screen bigger than during the stream, but that's okay. Hey, Fredo. How's it going? So, if any of you were in the stream the other night, Jason Storey helped me with this setup for drawing things, and I've taken that further. And then I realized I was working on these paste and replace, all these buttons, which was, cool. But then I realized, oh man, you know what? Dictionaries for any type, say classes or races or weapons, they're going to be the same. They're going to be the same for all of them. It's a lot easier to manage. I mean, the content will be different, right? The values would be different. But the structure will be the same. And that would be far more easy than having one that has one extra key value pair. If you don't need it, don't use it. No big deal, right? Yeah. So what I did is I decided that I should have started, well, not should have, but I should now start, maybe earlier I should have started with the custom window. So now there's a window here. You can dock it, of course. You can also get there by going to Windows, Game Modules, Item Objects. There will be another one for item attributes and for stats and skills and stuff and loot. So changing the structure a little bit. But now I just cleared all the dictionaries I had on all the different items. And so now there is no item object here. And what we're going to do is we're using in the window here. I commented out this whole stuff I was working on where I would create this global dictionary and show which key values were in which item. It was just a headache, and I was like, you know what, that's overkill. We don't need all that. So instead, we're just going to return the first item. That's pretty much it. Now, if there is no first item, then I guess we have to. Well, I think we actually take care of that. Yeah, if there are no types, then return. Oh, okay. So display dictionaries. Left check. Okay, and then we will say if dot count. Oops. Count equals 0. In other words, if there is no length equals 0, spell it right, equals 0. If there is none, then we'll return, but we will do a little message here saying no item objects of this type found. All right, and then error, because there should be. If there aren't, that's a problem. Actually, I don't think it's even possible. Now that I think about it, to get the types, you need item objects. So you know what? I'm gonna get rid of that because that's not even possible. The only downside about this is every time I do an update to the script, I need to close it and reload it and redock it. but that's okay. And then clear this out. Okay, and then if you change this, all race, all weapon, etc. And so we're gonna do that. We're gonna work on the dictionaries. And so that way, yeah, when we add something here, it'll add it to all the dictionaries and all the weapons, and they'll all have the same structure, all have the same exposed values. It's cold in here. It's gotten cold. Like Monday, it was 91 degrees for those of you who use Fahrenheit, and today it's like 68 inside. And that's too cold. It's almost time to break out the heater. Or at least my personal space heater for my legs. I don't like being cold. You know? I just don't. It's just the way it is. I once sued an apartment building I was living in. It's an old apartment building. And it was freaking freezing. I would have to wear 2 socks, thick ones, my boots, pants, jacket, double jacket, hat, everything, and I'd still be sitting there with a blanket over my legs, and my legs were going numb, like just cold. I get cold easily, and I don't like being cold. It was like 50 something, 57, 56 degrees inside. Now some people like that, and that's fine. They can do that, but I couldn't control the heat because the heater just wouldn't turn on. It was an old boiler, and come to find out after many complaints to the stupid management, and this is why I will refuse to rent from a management company rather than a single individual because of this shit, because you can't trust the companies. First of all, the thermostat was in the manager's office, or his room. I guess he had a room there too. So if it was hot in his room, then it would turn off for everybody. But they didn't have it set right. In California, where I live, it has to be at least 70 degrees inside if you can't control the thermometer, the thermostat. At least 70 degrees. That's the law. It's a pretty straightforward law. Since we couldn't control it, every unit had to be 70 degrees at a reasonable height and all that stuff. But instead it was 50 something degrees, 56, 57 degrees. The windows were very thin too, very old building. Yeah, they eventually did it. They were saying now people were complaining that it was too hot. I was like, open a fucking window then, you know? If it's too hot, you can easily open a window, but you know. And then I loved it. I thought, okay, it's warm again. And then they made up some bullshit about needing to do some plumbing in my bathroom that effect because of the unit 2 floors down. They needed to kick me out. No one else, just me. But I had to leave so they could do some plumbing work. I also was, since I was mad at them for not telling me about a rent increase correctly, I looked up the law and found out that not only did they not tell me correctly, but they didn't even give me the right amount of time. So they weren't able to raise my rent all of a sudden because I brought that up. And yeah, then they kicked me out for this bogus reason. So I sued them, settled out of court, and my lawyer told me that the insurance's lawyer, because they have insurance, of course, the insurance's lawyer said that they had never paid out the amount of money they paid out for this type of case before, which means I did a good job of saying, no, that's bullshit. No, that's bullshit to every offer that they gave. I guess I was okay with the result. I got like, after the lawyer fees, I think I got $17,000, which was not bad for a, I think it was an $1,100 a month apartment. But I also got kicked out of my apartment. And in that time, prices went up. So in the end, it's not like I saved money. I had to live with my mom for a while. While trying to go on Tinder. That doesn't work well. So a heads up. Public service announcement. Doesn't matter how cool you are. The minute you say, I currently live with my mom, people stop talking to you. I don't get it. You just have to find girls who live with, or boys, or whoever you're looking for. You have to find people who live with their mom too, and then it's okay because they can't hold it against you. All right, what was I doing before I got sidetracked by that wonderful story? I was doing game dev. Oh yes, add to all. So that's what we do. So this is the display dictionary section. This is going to draw the structure. So we're basically calling a dictionary and drawing the structure. That's what we're doing here. Now on the dictionary, there is a drawer now, and the drawers has draw structure and draw. Now, right now they're very similar, but they're going to be different. Where draw structure is not going to have content, and draw is not going to have structure. It will display the structure, of course, but you can't change the structure. That's the whole point of this. Oh yeah, can't do it like that. Got to go to this one and draw structure. Okay. Everyone's going to have a slightly different common or unique code as part of the common code. And so item, object structure is very similar to draw item attribute structure. The only difference is this common, the content here of this is different. We're also passing in the dictionary and doing other stuff. So add items to dictionary key. All right, so let me get back on track to where I was. All right. So that's the custom. That's the custom bit. So custom bit is add dictionary key item object. Add dictionary key item object structure. We're passing the dictionary. Okay. And then down here, I can't remember where I actually stopped off. All right. Do I not? I don't use the dictionary. Oh, I don't need to pass that. That's nice. We'll take that out then. If I don't need to pass it, just take it out so it doesn't confuse. And then all right, so for each item object in item object array, where the object type is our object type, in this case it is the one we're passing through, which is item object. Item object dot add dictionary key. Well, that's pretty simple and straightforward. Let's try it. What if I just go like this? Does that reload it? Nope. Close tab. All right, let's try it. Add to all. Oh, it seemed to have worked. Let's see the inspector here. Yep. Yep. Nope. Nope. Wait. We're on class. That could explain that. Okay, so it's there. All right. Now back in our manager. What are we doing? Well, all the management stuff. So when I change the name here, it needs to change it for everything in that class. Or that type, rather. Not class. It's confusing me because it's a class, that character class, but... Alright. So, this is actually in the key value aspect of this. So let's see, how am I going to do this? So this is the common structure. I think, where's my key value one? Oh, I closed the wrong one. Nope, can't undo that. Oh well, I'll have to open it again. Dictionary editor, key value drawer editor, structure. No, okay. I feel like I need to add like a bool for structure that equals false by default. But let me see. So in our common dictionary structure, for each key value, dictionary key value. All right, so first thing is here, I can change the title name for everything. So the temp key, there's already a name. Otherwise, and turns it back. Else, we need to change all of them to that. So can we do that with the link statement? Dictionary? No, it would be get item objects item objects object array dot where x dot object type equals object type, and then so that's getting all of them of the right type. Then okay, we got the index, so we could say let's see if we could do this. Dictionary, nope. Select dictionary, can we do that? To array? No. Select x dot dictionary. Oh. To array, why is this? Okay, so this is gonna be all the dictionaries of that type. I almost feel like this needs to be just put up here in my utilities though. We have item object array. Like I would use this again and again. Public static dictionary item object dictionaries. Do I already have this? I don't think I already have this. And we're going to take in, though, a string object type. And we're going to return that. That should be easy enough. Now I have to remember where we were. Oh, we were here. Okay, then we can say for each dictionary in that object type, dictionary D. So D dot key values I dot key equals key value dot key. Equals one equal sign. That should update it for everything. All right, now let's see if it works. And we have to close tab and open tab again. We are working on item object classes because that's the one that always comes up. So if we then say this is going to be called favorite flower. Well, this is a slow script. I wonder if I'm doing something. That's very slow to type. I wonder why. Well, let's see if it worked. Dictionaries. It does not seem to have worked. Wait. Okay. Yes, favorite flower. So it did seem to work. Okay, that's good. That's good. So if we go back to our manager here now, we need to do the delete button as well. And that should be the same type of thing. So delete, instead of doing this one, we'll do for all of them key values dot remove at I, and then exit GUI. All right, let's add a new one. Let's see that it's there on all of them, and then let's delete it from all of them. And see that it's been deleted from all of them. Good. It worked. All right. Oh, it doesn't scroll? And it's slow as all heck. Okay, two things to fix. Some of this we might be able to just fix organically just by updating the code, but the scroll we need to fix right away. So this is going to be custom window, editor window, item object, and I think we need to say begin scroll. Do we want to do the begin scroll view for the whole thing or just per section? Let's try it per section first. scroll view. Editor GUI layout dot begin scroll view. Oh, we're gonna need to save it too. Scroll position and editor GUI layout dot end scroll view. And this is actually going to be called dictionaries, or we'll do it the other way. Scroll position dictionary. Dictionary. And private vector 2. And do I need to update that, or is it automatic? We'll find out. Let's see how this feels. Well, I can't scroll. So clearly I need to set this. I think like that. Whoa. Or maybe it just wasn't updated. Okay, works now. It's slow. It's not smooth. All right, let's see if pushing some updates to these speeds it up a little bit. Suddenly it's not scrolling. Alright. Scrolling again. Alright. Well. Alright, so on these individual things, we're not going to display this bar on the right for the structure. We just won't. Or for the content. Yeah, so when we're displaying structure, we won't display that content. Where does that live? We are in Draw Editor, Dictionary Drawer Editor, and we are looking at Draw Item Structure, and yeah, so we've done the delete, we've done the changing of the name. Now we need to do this part, and so I think I will add a boolean here saying true, saying draw structure, and that means I need to change all of this except a bool structure only equals false. And copy that, paste it everywhere. Structure only, and bool this is where I can paste it. Paste it there, paste it here. I don't think we use this one. And then figure out what this is. I don't think I have the script up, so let's bring it up. And then where is the error? Dot draw. Just draw. Alright. And then for each of these, we're going to do structure only. And just pass that value in. whole bunch of errors in the process. But this way, when it draws, it will know whether it's drawing the structure only or whether it's drawing the rest. Ignore that one, and then all of these are going to have to get this code too. So where they all error out now? All in here. Okay. So all of these will need, oops, a little paste here. I think this means we need to change the interface as well. Draw details. Do I need... I don't know. Come back to that one. Show dictionary value. Come back to that one. I'm not sure if we pass any of that. Alright, up here, key value drawer now needs all of this too. Let's go up since it keeps pushing things down. Alright. Oh, I already added that there. Okay. Should be good. Not good. Maybe it just needs to catch up. Alright. Oh, what? Oh, because I gotta do this thing again. Man. It's okay. It's not that much time. It's like, what? 7 seconds? 8 seconds? Adds up, though. Alright, so now we should be knowing whether we're drawing structure only, but we don't do anything with that yet, so now let's make sure we do something with that information. Alright, let's start with bool. Actually, let's move bool down a couple because it's displayed third, so it might as well be third here as well. Seems appropriate. So let's start with float. All right, so for structure only, oh wow, okay, we're gonna have to pass it here too, I think. Let's see, show float equals value float interesting. So I think we could say if structure only, so if not structure only, then do that. Let's just see, that should get rid of this field. It did get rid of that field. Okay. And I think we're going to have to still pass to this structure only. And I think what I'll do is pass it here. So it's going to have to be for all of these. Another one of these copy-paste jobs. Yeah. After the label name. Okay, and then where do these live? Way down here. Okay, after label name, a bool structure only. And we don't need the default for this because we're definitely passing it along at this point. Oh, and there's only the one. That's right. Alright, so then the other thing is that I don't want to show the gray label. Let's see, what don't I want to show? I don't want to show these two. So if not structure only, then we will show these two. And then this button is only shown when it's structure only. So we keep the colors. But if so, show all value types and structure only. That should do that. And then way up here, we can actually remove this if here, because we're not going to be showing the content if it's structure only. I think, yeah, close this down. Let's see if it worked. Is this what we want to see? Pretty much. We want those to be wider though, I guess, because this one gets cut off. So we can make those wider. And then if we do that and select our classes here, are they being updated? They are not being updated for everyone. So then we also need to do the updates for all of them. Okay. So let's make it wider and do the updates. So this button is right here, so we can make that easily 180 now. And then do we have we don't have I'm trying to think how we're gonna get it to update all the right stuff. The key value drawer editor doesn't have access to all the dictionaries of this type. So we could either give it access, which a little voice in my head says, no, don't give it access. It shouldn't need to know that, but it needs to know something. It needs to know the type. It doesn't need to know the actual stuff. It can get that from the editor utilities, which I believe we are using, yes. But it needs to know the object type, and that's item object, or we just need to set that as like public dictionary all dictionaries structure. And this is actually a dictionary, an array of dictionaries. And then if we have all dictionary structure, then down here, show this, we can say instead all dictionary structure dot key dot diction dot key values. Ooh, actually, it would be like this. For each dictionary D in all dictionary structures, D dot key values. D dot get key value by key value dot name dot key. So get the key by this key value name key name. Dot show this show this is not actually being I guess I could put it here. Dot show float equals key value show float. I mean, that would technically work, I guess. And I could just make it skinny and just add this to each of them. And we have to change the type after, but that should be decent enough. And I need to remember to pass in the dictionaries too at this point or earlier in this flow. Let's see. Okay, then we're going to copy this. There's another voice in my head saying, if you repeat the same code over and over, but not sure how I would do it otherwise. I need to do another if, because this should not happen unless we are doing structure only. So if not structure only, return. And we need to put that in front of each one of these. I guess I mean we could have just one method that says update all with this, but like just copy all to that from this is easier and more straightforward in my opinion, at least. Okay, so now if we are doing structure only, then this should copy over to everything. Let's find out. Close tab. open it. Why are we getting this? Oh. This is a null reference. We didn't pass it in yet. We need to pass it in. So we will pass it in from, I suppose, key value drawer editor, dictionary drawer editor rather, and we'll say key value dot. This is the structure one, yes. Dot. No. We'll say key value drawer dot that. Is it not that? Where did we put that? Oh. It's on the editor. Drawer editor. How would we get this in? Public void set all dictionaries. Can we do that? Let's see if that works. Okay, this will work, I think. So to do that, we have item object dictionaries of object type. Okay. So that should pass in all the dictionaries. We should check to see what happens when we have none. But of course nothing's being drawn then, so it shouldn't be an issue. Float, int, and texture 2D. Then check out these. Float, int, texture 2D. Yay, it worked. Take off texture 2D, go back over here. It doesn't show anymore. Perfect. And this is showing as we'd see fit. You can come up here. I need to delete the delete button. But you do want this to still be open because technically you can still populate these data. They're just not publicly shown when you're in here, but you can still, the data still exists, so you can still edit it per item. On the structure, though, one other thing is going to be this text box. That needs to be only here. So string. So the show is text box needs to only show for the structure as text box, or show as text box. Okay, string as text box. That's what it was. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. So for this one, we actually might need a second content. So let's try that. Let's see if we can do a second content. If we do curly to curly and just do this one, and for the top one, just that one, and then we're gonna have to add action content 2 equals null, and then else. So content 2 will be for structure only stuff. Content 2 invoke. And we'll need to do the set as well, where we set it all, the value to be all. Good, text box. And I'm going to just close that already because we're going to make this say show as text box. Display as text box. And then here, we're going to do for each one, show string, string as text box. And we will just put these two together. All right, that should work. Let's find out. Let's find out. Manage the items, dock it, and make this a little wider, clearly. Now, this should be displaying as a text box. It does display as a text box. Does it turn off? It does. That's beautiful. All right, so now we need to make this wider. We need to delete the delete. Oh. Yeah, we need to delete the delete from the non-structure only. So this is going to be, say, 200, and then we'll make it actually 150. I think 150 is fine. And then delete. This is going to be in the dictionary drawer editor. And okay. So show common dictionary, yeah, not structure. So this is a little easier. We don't need to do the ifs. This is just a completely different one. So the delete just won't be here at all. So we will delete the delete. And since we've got the hood open, I almost said the trunk. That wouldn't make any sense. Since we got the hood open, we can do other changes like making sure that this shows as a label, not a field, and things like that. Well, that does seem to work. Delete's gone. We can expand it. And then when we go to our manage, we have to close this out. But then when we go to our manage, we can delete things, update the structures. Is it faster? It's a little bit faster. I think it's fast enough, but I'm biased. I don't know if I like the scroll position being just for that. So I'm going to change that because I don't think I do like it like that. So where did that live? The window here probably, huh? So we're going to move this end scroll view. We need to add that too. Move this to on GUI. And no, scroll view. And change this to just scroll position or scroll position. Yeah. I was going to change it to scroll POS, but then I remembered a thing I saw once talking about how there's no reason to make it just POS. Just make it the whole thing, scroll position, so that everyone reading it knows it's position, not scroll piece of shit or something. Who knows? All right, let's see if that feels better. Oh, I guess I could put it underneath the header. That might feel even better. Let's test this first and then see. Because now the header goes down, so you might forget what you're working on. So instead, what we can move this to be here, and then the header will stay the same with the class, so you can more easily change the class too. Let's see if that feels good when using it. Oh yeah, that's nice. So you remember where you are, and then you can always just change it. And then we get errors. Okay. Why do we get errors? Delete. Okay. Spellbooks. Interesting. So that is a I choose class, then we're fine. But when I don't choose class, we have errors because things aren't updating. When I change this, I need to re-update stuff. Let's see. No reference. Stuff like the key value editor. Set all dictionaries. If I stop that and then turn it back on, still gets the issue. Where am I going wrong? Somewhere. Oh, you know what I also wanted to do? As I hear the music, whoops, not create another playlist. I don't even remember where it was. Art list. I need to add to this my music. Hold on 1 second. Alright. Do you ever remember back in the day when we were working on Pixar styled goblins and humans? You know, way back in the day. Let's just get those finished and see if people like them. Pixney, Disney and Pixar style. So what we're looking for is music. The music isn't all in here. Hold on 1 second again. Music. So now we got all the music. Pause that. Bring it a little bit louder just for a second so we can hear what we're listening to. I'll bring a couple of these in here. What? Cloud music? That's fine. So if you're ever wondering about what you can do with the customized music, this is what you can do. So this is with everything turned on. I'll skip forward a little bit. So that's a whole bunch of stuff turned on. Here's another one. It's a little less turned on. Let's see this one. So clearly this one doesn't have that bit in the middle. So there's a lot you can do there. Didn't I already say that? Remove from cloud. Okay, so now it worked. That was weird. All right, so now it's working. All right, let's add some more music. This one actually isn't my favorite. I like the alt versions better than this one. I just didn't like the voices, I think. To the death. Oh, this isn't the right stuff for Flying Eye. It's missing the actual mixes. Oh, I like this one. I like this one too. Medusa is good. Oh, this is my favorite one. There's a lot of music. All right. Shuffle that. All right, there we go. So now we have more than just the sleepy time music. All right, that was a sidetrack. That was just distraction because I still have this bug to fix. I was hoping that my brain would just tell me where the issue was when I got done with updating the music playlist. Let's see. Null reference exception. What is being null referenced again? 34. So all dictionary structure is the problem. We need to reset this. Where do we set this? We set this with set all dictionaries, which happens not there, which happens here. And so we need to do this again every time that this changes. So we will do this. We will say private string object type, and Wow. That's actually already doing that. Reset all dictionaries. It's already happening a lot, I think. So, close tab. Yeah, it's happening a lot, actually. Probably too much, to be frank. So we will say if object type does not equal object type, then we will do this, plus we will set object type equals object type. Alright, so now we should only do it once, and I want to know the length. So debug.log count key value drawer dot all. Okay, we'll do it this way. Okay. I'll have to reset this one again. This button. Forgot what button to push. Okay, 8, 6, okay, so I don't think it's that then. Oh, it's in 34. So this list is showing the wrong one. And that's because we pull the first one, first of this one right here. Pulling from name and dot dictionary dot key values dot count. Okay, let's spit that out and see what we get. Pulling from Archer, and then still pulling from Archer. So that's the issue. Change the race, but it's still pulling from Archer. Why? Get item object array. Editor window item object. Oh. We need to get of this type. So get types of type and string object type, and then we'll do where to array. Equals object type. Okay, that should work. So then in our window, instead of pulling from the array, we're going to pull from the array of that item object type. That should. Hey, Micah, how are you? That should do the trick. Let's see if we still get errors. Switch. No errors. Sweet. Okay, let's get rid of our debugs. Dictionary drawer editor. Whoa. There it is. All right. Gotta reset this. Okay. Weapons. Perfect. Okay, let's just test this out. We'll do weapons, so we're gonna do just some random stuff. Attack and damage and value. And clearly I'm still doing something that's slowing it down. There's probably something I can cache here. I mean, it's not as slow as it was before, but chances are there's something here that I'm doing every frame that I can cache. Let me just eyeball this real quick. Not this one, this one. All right, I don't think it's in the display header. It's probably in the display dictionaries. Probably not that Boolean. Probably in this area, which means this area. Draw structure. Draw structure. Drive structure. So it'll be in this one. Let's just check this. So this is, I can probably cache this. So first of all, this is actually now of type, and I can just type it in here and just skinny that up. Since I did that, get item object array of type. But I can probably cache this up here, and so we'll do private item object array, item object array of type, and we'll do a new public void cache, and we'll do item object array of type equals that, and we'll pass in string object type, and then we will do this cache. When will we do this cache? When we set up? When do we set up? That's a good question. Display dictionaries. When do we set this up? Well, we set it up here. And you know what? I think we could build this into this instead. We can say public void register update. No. On GUI. Would that be right? If object type. We can do that here actually. So this way we'll call the cache down there. So if the object type changes and it starts out being empty, then it will cache that value. And then we will use that value. Get item object array. And we will use that here. And that's the only place. All right, let's see if that speeds it up. Hope everyone's doing having a great time and doing a great time. I hope you're doing a great time tonight or this morning, depending on where you are in the world. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, smash that button. That's what the YouTubers say, so I have to say it too. It's part of the job to say smash that like and subscribe button. Okay, is it faster? Oh, might be. Oh, it feels like it's faster. Can we do a little bit more? Maybe. Get item. Yes, we could cache this one perhaps. What is this? Maybe not. How many times do I say this? Just the one. Yeah. Alright, well, I think it's fine. You need a vacation? I agree with you. Where would you go on your vacation? Alright, so our weapons. Expose some of those. Oh, but I do want them to show up here if they're exposed, so you know that they're exposed. Ooh, I could add a cool function too. So let me do that first, to show that it's exposed. So let me expose that, and then go to dictionary, no, key value drawer editor, and we'll do int button int let's see. So show dictionary value. So if we're not showing this, where's the button? This is the button. So this is not completely true anymore. If we're not showing this, we're not showing of all types, return, and not structure only. I don't think that's going to look right. I mean, let's find out. All right, it's kind of the same result in the end. Okay, because we do have show this. Okay. So the button only shows if it's structure only. So I guess what I'm trying to get at here is if structure only and not show all types and show this. So if we're showing this but not all types and we're structure only, then I want to show these. Let me see if that works. And then I want to add a button. Vacation to your bed. Yeah, well, I wouldn't go on that vacation. I barely even know you. But Hawaii still sounds good to me. Okay, so what I want to do here is have okay, good. So I want these to show. So when you close it, I want the things to show that you've got selected. But I also then want a button that says copy to all. So if you change this to 5 and copy to all, then all of these or all of the weapons will get that. That way you can set a default value rather than having to go each one, perhaps. It will overwrite things, but you know. Oh, I haven't done any undos. Shoot. Test. Oh, that worked. Okay. Well, maybe I don't have to. All right. So that part seems to work. Yeah. Okay. So that shows fine. And then, so content was no longer used for non-structure only. non-structure only. There, we'll do this. And so after this, we need if button paste to all. Then all dictionary structure for each dictionary D in all dictionary structure. D dot get key value dot key dot oh shoot, because I only want to pass in one key, one value, but I have the label name. So I can say, instead of doing like this, set value string value type and no, can't do it. Can't do this because this is actually pulling from one of them. So if I expose that, it's actually changing one of them, and that's not what we want. So we don't want to do this. Abort. Abort, abort, abort. Go back, undo, undo, undo. Make sure you didn't mess it up in the process. So that cool functionality won't happen. Oh, but I still want something to show. Undo, undo. Okay, so we don't need the button. Take the label, just a regular label. So it won't be gray in this view. So you can see better what you've got exposed, I suppose. All right. Yep, that works. All right, so weapon int, and we will do icon, and for icon we'll expose the texture or sprite. And then I do want the option of moving these up and down. So let's add that. So you can adjust the structure. It does feel cold. It's 54 degrees outside and it might rain. Oh, we definitely need the rain. Oh, well. Just wait until it's actually like winter proper. I'll be complaining all the damn time about the temperature. I'm an old man who likes to complain about the temperature. So this would be in the dictionary drawer. right? Or actually, I guess it's the item one. Where's the circles? Is it the item drawer or the dictionary drawer? It's this one. Okay. So we need to add 2 new buttons. And these will just be, I guess, after this. And one will be up arrow, one will be down arrow. And where was somewhere I made a nice up and down arrow? Was it in the... It was in the loot box, I think. See, these should still work. They don't, they're broken. Ah, shoot. Or maybe, oh yep, everything's broken. I broke everything. I gotta fix everything before it'll work again. Obviously. Nope, wasn't that one. Move item 2. Move item. Aha! This is what I was looking for. I do up first, and down. And then I want to steal the move item code. I feel like this can go in the utilities too. Let's see. Let's see. We would need dictionary. So list. Enumerable. I don't know if type though. List. Index. Huh. Okay. Let's see if that actually works. Move item. List index move value. Public. Okay, so the list we're using is dictionary key values. We're going to have to, of course, copy this to every single one. So really it's going to be so for each dictionary D in what's the cached code? Item object array of type. Item object array of type dot dictionary dot. So actually, yeah, okay. Item object. Item object. For each item object. Move item. Item object dot dictionary dot key values. Dictionary. Dot key values. I and -1. And this should be +1. Let's see if that works. No, not a linear story. The question is, will Legend of the Stone be a linear story, or will it have some kind of replayable endgame? So, I've decided already that I don't want to tell every bit. There's going to be some bit that I keep secret from everybody. At some point, hey, let me close that. Hey, let me click. It won't let me click. I can't click. Okay, I can click now. All right. At some point, I will like people to support the project and help out with suggestions on quests and storyline and character names and all that cool stuff, because my brain won't be able to do it all. People might enjoy that. But I know for a fact that there are things as part of the game, multiple endings for sure, including the real ending, which is secret. Well, all the other things are secrets to everybody else. So most people will have everything's a secret, but for people who follow along and participate, some of the things might not be a secret. So there will be multiple endings, depending on which direction you choose, and you will not be able to do all the quests. There will be many quests where you have to choose whether you do this or that. Oh, we're talking about Legend of the Stones. Legend of the Stones. You've only paid $30 for the modules. And once I finish with this, it'll be worth more. Maybe. Subjective. But, there will be secrets, And there will be quests where if you choose, to help out one NPC, then you can't do a quest for another NPC, perhaps for various reasons. And to be determined reasons, which you can help out with. And there will be some quests that are time sensitive, that if you don't show up at the right time or you don't do something at the right time, like for instance, there will be a quest probably earlier in the game where you have to rescue a kid from a mine. Some mother's going to say their kid is lost in a mine or or a cave or something like that. And if you rescue the kid alive, then you get one follow-up quest. If you take too long and the kid's dead, which might happen, then you'll get a different quest, follow-up quest. And they might be very different quests, and maybe one is better than the other, but you won't be able to do both. Unless you let the kid die, which is something that you wouldn't technically know that could happen unless you accidentally decide, well, let me just not do this quest right now, then you come back a month later and the kid's dead. In the cave, because you waited too long. You only had 2 days to save the kid, and then the kid died, which is very sad. But there's a quest like that in Might and Magic 6 right at the beginning of the game, and I always thought that was kind of funny that there's a kid, first of all, really far in a mine full of spiders and bats and stuff. Somehow she got really far in there, and then she's alive. You could spend a year not doing that quest after you get the quest. You know the kid's missing. Go off for a year doing adventures. Come back, save the kid. She's still in there for a year. So, what happened? Oh, I thought my audio cut out. Okay. Yeah. So that's a lot of the concept. Is I want it to be where you realize at some point that you can't do them all. And then at some point you might even realize, wait, somebody else playing this game got a quest I didn't even know existed. How is this? And then you find out that they did something very different, and then they were given a quest that you weren't given, or something like that. Some quests also might only come to pass later. So, for instance, that cave where you defeat, whatever to save the kid. Once you clear it out, that's great. But then a, band of bad guys will move in 6 months later. So 6 months later, if you come back to the town, there's a new quest there that wasn't there before. And maybe even the map's slightly different. Yeah. The kid becomes the Spider Queen. Yeah. And then after you defeat that band of bad guys, next time you come back, it will just be spiders again for the rest of the game. That type of thing. So there could be some things where, if you come defeat everything and then come back later, you find out that something's changed because you defeated everything. And maybe if you didn't defeat everything, something else might happen. Like let's say you have a quest to kill a minotaur in a maze, and maybe you go in the maze, you take all the good loot, but you decide, I'm not going to kill the minotaur, I'm going to leave it there. If you wait a year, maybe another NPC that you met earlier in the game kills the minotaur. Now, of course, you don't see that happen, but next time you come back to the town, everyone's talking about how this NPC killed the minotaur. And so now you can't do that quest anymore. And maybe because this NPC defeated the minotaur, something else happened that opens up some other opportunity. So stuff like that. And I'm also debating, you guys can tell me so a lot of these games have little puzzles, codes to solve, what button order to press and all that. Once you know it, you know it. So it's kind of fun in some ways to speed through the game knowing all the secrets. But would you appreciate an option to randomize some of those so that even though you have to find these 4 clues, if you don't find those 4 clues, you won't actually be able to click the buttons because the buttons changed, the order changed for this game. Would you want it to be randomized, or would you want it to be have the option to randomize it so you can use default and follow along with guides and stuff? So if you get stuck, you can just type it in and be like, well, let's say pretend I figured it out, you know, or random, or what do you think about that? Because I think it's fun both ways. All right, what was going on here though? 82. Do we not set this? When did we set this? That was 82, so now it's 83. Optional. Yeah. Yeah, I think making it an option to randomize the puzzle when you do a new game would be cool. Because I can totally see how some people want to just run through it with knowing all the secrets. Good point. The bull. What just happened? Oh, I put it on the wrong damn thing. Well, that explains that. I put it on the non-structure one. I was supposed to put it here. Excuse me. I should have muted that, but my hand wasn't fast enough. Zork. So you need to get college level advanced math to solve a video game puzzle. That's good. And Raphael, you're getting it. Yeah. See? Lots of potentials on how you act in the game. One of the things I need to do is make sure when I have the bad guys that there's some sort of like aggression level or something, so that some will be aggressive but they won't attack you until they're attacked, or until you get too close or something like that, so that you can sometimes take a risk and try to talk to a bad guy. For instance, there might be a quest where you have to kill a goblin, the leader of the goblins or something like that. But if you talk to the leader of the goblin first, and maybe if you have a specific item in your hand, then the goblin will give you the option of not fighting and instead making a deal. Could be. Especially if there's like I mean, I guess with this roguelike means everything's randomized, right? And so just a slew of items and stuff to find. That could be fun. Okay. Disappeared from here. It's now on here. Good. Go to weapons. Bring the icon up. Go to our inspector on our weapons, and now icon is up. Good. So that worked, and that moved to the editor utilities. So that's cool too. Hmm. For Might and Magic games, I never got attached to the characters. Of course, they didn't have much personality or anything. They were just them. But I did enjoy trying different party combinations. Oh yeah, that's another one. Random dungeon generation. Like, if you're going to randomize the puzzles, maybe randomize some of the dungeons too. Not a huge amount, but enough to be like, if you know the crown is in a specific room, maybe in this run through, the crown's not in that room. So you still have to explore. That could be fun too. Okay. Is that everything I wanted to add for the dictionaries? We have the structure. It's fast enough. We can move things around. I've never heard of either of those games. I don't play enough games, honestly. The other night, last night, I had to take a drive today, a very long drive, and then I had to drive back 25 minutes later after I got there. And so I woke up at 3 a.m. to do that. So last night I went to bed at like 8 or 8:30, and I was doing some of this work. And then I was like, I should just relax and play Civ for a little bit. And I loaded up Civ, and it was just taking a while to load the game. And I was like, fuck it, I should be coding. I should just be coding. So I ended up coding more for another 45 minutes or 30 minutes or something, instead of playing a game. I think the item, or the dictionary, looks good now. This section looks good. So now on these, you can expand them so you can populate the other stuff if you want, so you can use them in different ways, but otherwise it's just whatever is exposed. And I need to remove the add from here as well, and these pastes. So let me do all that, clean this up. So this is in the item object editor. Add to now let's just find it. It's gonna dig down. Okay. Show dictionaries. Dictionaries header. So we are not going to do guess we could do a paste. I still like the copy paste. So okay. We're going to do keep the copy. We're not going to do append. You need to do these end rows properly too. So we're only going to do this paste and replace with content. Okay, let's do that. This in here. Replace all values with copied content. Current content with copied content. It will not replace structure. The key value. Yeah, we are. Okay. And then replace content for each item object. Replace content with that content. Okay, let's see if this works. So we will say our value is 100, attack is 1, damage is 2. Copy. Let me fix that spacing there. Copy. Let's see. El Sporco. Let's see. Caves of... How do you pronounce that? Could? Huh. The very old Might and Magic ones were. Yeah. And that Might and Magic X Legacy. That game was such a disappointment. I want to like it, but I cannot get more than a half hour into it. The worst part was that the first time I loaded it up, the sign New Sorpigal was super pixelated. It was just clearly using the wrong texture. So disappointing. For a big game like that. A big game. Could. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright. Copy. If I shift click this, then they should all get it. Ooh, and they did. But am I able to undo? Oh, that was the problem. Is that undo didn't work. Doesn't work when I do shift click. I couldn't figure that one out. And that's a big issue, because if you accidentally do that and you can't undo it, yeah, it sucks. So I think I tried moving it into its own method, and that didn't work. And I don't know what to do about that. It's a problem. I even tried putting it here and putting it here, and it didn't work in either of those places either. So I think I need to remove the option of doing shift key until I can figure out why that's not working. So we'll say October 8, 2021, removed this option because undo wasn't working. And that's a big problem since this would replace all the data. No bueno. Where's the shift message? So removing that. I'll keep the option there for later if I can figure that out, but I couldn't figure it out yet. I have not made a design doc. Ha 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 ha. I'm living on the edge. I'm taking risks. No one can force me to make a design doc. Years ago I made a spreadsheet with classes and races and stats and skills and all that stuff. And that is what I'm using today still. And with that, I did have a bunch of ideas about quests and stuff, but that's about it. That's it. The rest is currently just winging it. So basically, I know what I want the game to be able to do, for the most part. But I haven't gone through the design, story, and all that. It's gonna be an epic battle between good and evil, essentially. All right. So I kind of think I should have a paste button for each of these. So I can copy, which is great, and then replace all, which is great. You just have to go through all since you can't shift click. I need to remove the add as well. Dictionary draw editor. Draw. Draw item object. So this part's being removed. This whole part. The pretend game you'll never make. Oh, I'm a huge fan of naps and for solving problems and thinking of things. Oh yeah. So when I say good and evil, the good people are going to be the more evil ones. The evil people are going to be evil too, but they're all just going to be people. But some will say that they're doing things for good, but they're doing shitty things for good, and the evil people will be saying that it's good just to be shitty or to not care and just be whatever, like chaotic and no big deal. If you need to protect yourself, kill somebody. That's good. So, but they will consider the other side to be the bad guys, and your job will be largely to choose which one to help. There was at work they brought on this guy. I think he's a YouTuber who did he does character building and stuff, and he talked about character building and one other thing. It was very interesting. Believable characters. Okay. replace all I'm just going to copy this whole chunk for now, because this is going to be in key value draw or editor. Label gray, label name, show dictionary value. Are we going to be able to do that? I don't know. Shoot, this is the same problem we faced before, where this doesn't really have access to what we need it to have access to. It would go here, and it would be this, essentially saying if we have the key, we'll just do paste, and we'll make this 50. Copy item object. Okay, so we know which one's being copied. In this view, we don't do undos. Are we able to... I don't think so, because of this. So we need to do a content 3 to put it here. So content 3 will be key value dot key value dot value float. We'll just see it equals copy item object dot dictionary dot get value float and key value dot key. That should do it, and this will be the content 3. So content 3 question mark dot invoke, and we will add that here. Actually, we'll make this action content 3 18 usages. So whoops, not that. So each one of these now needs a third content, which is really going to be stuck in the middle. So let's go up. Content. paste that there real quick, and then content 3, okay. I guess we'll just have to do that. Each one. Okay, then this is what it looks like after. So we need to keep, so go from a squiggly to the squiggly, and then we will change value int and get value int. So that should work. Let me just paste it on all of these. Make this wider temporarily. Oh yeah, this doesn't have. Oh, this does, but okay, I'm gonna need to make this one here. Okay, good. That should work. Content. Okay. Huh. We don't have. We don't have this yet, huh? Draw item attribute type. Oh. Need to paste one more. I feel like this can be cached. I also feel like this is going to throw an error. I think it's going to throw an error. That's fine. Let me do what I'm doing, then I'll fix it. Get value item object type. Okay, so let me cache this first. We're going to cache this by doing our public, assume private, still private. What is this essentially? Item object. Copy, paste, item object. Private item object underscore copy paste item object. And then, yep, I haven't been able to fix it yet. I haven't spent the time to figure out where. Last week I tried to, couldn't figure out where it was happening. Yep. Copy paste item object. So if we don't have that key, then we're going to return null. Otherwise, we're going to set that and return that. Okay, and then for all of these, we can change this to that. Might need to make another change to avoid, if this is null, then that's going to cause a problem. So we'll need to adjust it once more, but I'll just do this first. All right, so if this were null, what would happen? Then there would be no dictionary. So we have to say if not equal null. Can we do the not here? So if we don't have that, or actually if we do have that, so if I put this in front of this, our key value for all of them, I think that would work. Okay. I think that would work. Let's find out. How much playing did I do for the Legend of the Stones, the Bull? Well, I started playing it before I got my full-time job, so this was 2017. I actually started playing it when, well, gosh, actually. So this was the game I wanted to make before I made the Barbarian. And I think I did this before. It didn't work. Displays. Let's see. Night shift. Off. Color. Display. Display. Night shift is only available for HD60S, and it's off. Yeah, not sure. Let me try something real quick. Hold on. This was it. Turns out you have to open the Flux panel while using the app you want to adjust it on. So there you go. That's solved. What was I talking about? I was telling the bull a story. I was telling the bull the story about how I think I started Legend of the Stones. I wanted to do this type of game before the Barbarian, but I realized it was more than I could chew. It was, I mean, the Barbarian was more than I could chew, but this one was even more. So I decided to do the Barbarian first, and there was a time where my laptop that I was using for the Barbarian was not, suddenly it was crashing all the time, and I think the game just got too big for it. So for a while, I used a family member's computer. It was a desktop. Yes, I have Flux. I don't think I use Night Shift, actually. I think I prefer Flux. Because I think Night Shift is on or off, and that's it. Where Flux allows the application thing. So for a while, I couldn't go to Starbucks and do work, which is what I used to always do. I would take my laptop with me and work Starbucks. A few times I went to Hawaii for a month, which was great, and just worked on the game in Hawaii. My friends got mad at me because I didn't go to the beach. I just went to Starbucks and worked on my game in Hawaii. I liked it. It was fun for me. Yeah, so there was a time when I couldn't use the laptop, but I still wanted to go out, so I'd go out to Starbucks, and I started working on the basics, the stats and all that stuff for Legend of the Stones. It wasn't called Legend of the Stones then. And a website for it and all this stuff. And then I got the full-time job. I started working on it a little bit in earnest. I was much more busy with Infinity PBR stuff. But started working on it a little bit, and then I got the full-time job. And I was working on an editor extension in some ways similar to modules, but very different, where it would actually spit out the code for you. So you would set up all your data, click a button, and it would create all the different classes and other things for you. It was an interesting idea, definitely above my head at the time, but the full-time job took over that in Infinity PBR, so I didn't really start on this in earnest again until the pandemic started. So that's the backstory there. And what's going on here? I don't have content 3. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Do I not have a copy button? Or a paste button? Copy. Paste, paste, paste. Did I not put a paste button? Oh. This is just doing it. So let's see. I've got a bug. But let's see. I'm going to copy this. And then if I go to my other weapons, it's probably going to... Is it going to paste it? No, it's not. But I thought it might. Okay. So this actually needs to be... We'll do it on the int as a test. I think content 3 needs to be if that and button paste, and that can be just, we'll make it 80. Well, that's interesting. We'll leave that there for now. Oh. I already have that. Okay, let me undo. If not structure only, doing the gray. If they have the key, otherwise, we must not have the key in this context. No paste. Oh man. I once did take my computer on the road with me, an iMac. People looked at me funny when I was walking through a hotel with a giant iMac box. Just had to do what I had to do. I don't know why it's not showing up. It should show up. It should show up right there. Test. Now this should show up after. Oh. Maybe this needs to be shorter. Aha. Okay. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna put paste before that then. And we won't have to worry about the length of that. All right. I'm gonna copy it, paste it. Yes, paste it, paste it. Perfect. Can we undo, 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 undo? Yes. Paste it, paste it, paste it. Cool. So that means if we suddenly change the value for all these to 300, I can just copy this one, and I can't shift paste because I haven't figured out how to make undo work for that. But this is better than typing 300 in over and over and over again, I suppose. All right. So now dictionaries is done for now. It can always change. I need to have an reset button on the color, I think. Yes. Background color needs to go back to white. And then now it's done for now. All right, that's good. So for this one, don't you hate that? Oh, is it because I just need to reset it? I think maybe I just need to reset it. Okay, good. I wonder if I could make this tabbed or commaed. So class, instead of favorite flower, we will call this default class, and we will make it a boolean, and we will add flavor text, and our flavor text is going to be a string, and we will add, I don't know, an icon. We will add, I don't know, it's just a demo, but icon will be a sprite. And then if we go into our inspector on these, we now have our thing. This is a flavor text demo for a default character class. Copy all that, paste, 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 paste. What happens if we paste from a different object? Paste, paste, paste. What happens if we have an icon here? Just use a random one. Copy it. Paste. Ooh, it pastes. If the name's the same, it will paste. Is that a feature or a bug? I don't know. Hard to tell. All right, I got 10 minutes left, and then I'm have a talk with a person on Discord who lives on the other side of the world. So it's very difficult to have conversations with him. So in 10 minutes, I gotta go, or less than that. But I think we did good here, right? So we could probably go back and clean it up, but with Jason Storey's guidance a couple days ago, now have a dictionaries drawer that looks different for the items that you're managing, where you can change the content only for managing content, and the structure, where you're managing the structure of the items. And the next step will be to do the item attributes. And essentially, it's going to be this view, but with the ability to put it on for everybody, or everything in the class, and turn it off, but then also it will tell you if something is on for some of them. So for instance, if you go to a weapon, a dagger, you might figure, okay, the dagger has all these things that other ones have, but it's also a quest item. So the other ones aren't a quest item, but the dagger can be a quest item, the other can't be a quest item. I think in most cases, these are going to be the same, but there are definitely going to be some cases, I think, where you don't want the same attributes. And these aren't saying that these are the attributes, these are the available attributes. So like, none of the weapons can have a magic spell attribute attached to it. None of them can be hidden, but they can have all these other attributes attached to them. Prefix attributes, suffix attributes, special ones, rarity. At some point, we're going to have to figure out how to do the naming convention on this too. I'm thinking we would assign a sort of an index on each, with the name of the object is 0. So negative for before the object name and positive after. So, you know, it might be a excuse me, broken legendary poisonous axe of aim. And then it might be pristine, common, magical bow of suffering. So this is that's the whole. So this is not Legend of the Stones. That's the key thing. This is the game modules. I will be using the game modules in Legend of the Stones, but the idea with this is that you will set up your objects, and from this, you're basically saying, hey, this dagger, it can have any of these. It doesn't have to have these. It might just be a dagger. It might just be a magical dagger. It might just be a broken dagger. It might be a dagger of suffering. It might be a dagger that's also a quest item for some reason. But it doesn't mean that it is these. It means it can be these. So that later in the game, when you go to make your own game, or when the loot box system creates items on your behalf, it will use this data with some other maths to create items that are randomized. So the short answer is yes, they are randomized. That's the plan. Yes. So the loot box isn't working right now. I don't know why. I thought it would have worked, but apparently I broke it. So I'll need to fix it. But the loot box has it's not through a point value, but rather through a percentage based thing where, let's say, like there's a 30% chance of this, and then you can choose to then have a less chance for a second one, so it goes down the list. But it's somewhat similar. A heck yes, El Sporco. That's a good question. If you go over to infinitypbr.com and click my affiliate link into the asset store here. Thank you for clicking my affiliate link. Oh, modules is up here now. Usually this gets buried. Maybe somebody bought it. If somebody bought it, thank you. I appreciate it. Click on the modules. This is the package that I am reworking right now. It includes all of these wonderful modules, all of which I am reworking right now. So that's going to take some time. But Lootbox was the latest one that I was about to add until Jason Storey came in and was like, hey, there's a better way of doing it. And I was like, I agree. There's a better way of doing it. And so I decided that I need to go back and fix it to do it the better way in order to do that. But yeah, the whole point of the modules, and this is a key point, is that it doesn't make a game for you. The inventory module does have this drag and drop system and all that, the grid-based system. If you want this kind of inventory, then yes, you'll want that. This will make this portion of the game for you, sort of. It will do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. But most of it is not going to make a game for you. Instead, it's mostly saying, hey, we're going to help you create and manage your data, and then you can use those tools to make the game work the way you want it to work. And that's because every game is going to be different. And I was frustrated with a lot of the complete projects on the asset store that looked cool, but I realized that either I'd have to recode a bunch of it to do what I want, or it would end up being a different game than what I wanted. So, you know, for instance, this drag and drop inventory doesn't exist on the other things. And so in the process, I was like, let me just create my own modules, essentially. But do it in such a way that someone like me would have preferred to just buy this than do it myself. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's the point. That's the goal. So, yep. So I'm going to be signing off now because I've got to go talk to a fellow about some stuff. Angel wings. And see if he's able to do angel wing demo scene and set up for that, so I can focus on this stuff and not spend a week doing that stuff. Yeah. I totally appreciate the complete projects because they do so much work for you, but if you don't want that, then maybe they're not for you. And that's the problem for me. Yep, I have to see a man about an angel wings. It has been fun. Success. Great success. Thanks, Micah. I have to go too. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for watching.